name is Sarah. I'm going to take you through one of my favorite easy recipes today. We're going to make spicy miso salmon. I've got my spicy chili earrings on just for fun. So I'm not going to play music to make sure you can hear me, but feel free to put on a fun playlist and we'll get started. I'll show you the ingredients as we go and I'm sure we'll write them in the caption. So just making sure you've got some salmon. So I've just got salmon from the supermarket, or you can get it from most butchers have it as well. And then we're going to go through the ingredients. I'm just going to grab a knife. So you want a reasonably sharp knife, and then just a bowl to make the miso. And then I've just lined a baking tray here for the salmon, and then I've just popped the oven on to preheat to 180 degrees Celsius just behind me. So just popping on the oven so that it's warming up so it's ready by the time we pop it in. So we're just going to start. I've got 2 chilies. Depending on how spicy they are, it depends. If you don't love spice, then you might just want to use one, or maybe purchase a bit of a milder chili. My family and I love spice, so these are nice and hot. We actually got them from a friend who grows them in their garden, which is actually a really fun thing I've been wanting to do during isolation, is actually get a chili plant. So you're just going to chop up the chili, just popping it in the bowl. And then I'm going to grab some ginger. Again, I don't really measure it too much. It's kind of up to you how much salmon you're cooking and what flavour you enjoy. So I'm just going to cook 1 piece here. So you don't need too much. And then just chopping it up quite fine. So the thinner, the better, if possible. So just making it nice and thin. So I've got it just into little slivers here. And then just tossing it in the bowl. And then I'm just gonna grab, I just realized I forgot my honey. So then you're gonna grab some honey. I've got Manuka honey here, but you can use whatever kind of honey you like. If you're vegan, you can use maple syrup, or if you don't want a sweetener, that's fine. So I've got about half a teaspoon there. I'm just gonna pop it in the bowl with my finger. It gets quite messy, this recipe, so just make sure you've got clean hands before you start. And then again, I'm sort of just gonna measure as I go. I'm using this miso paste. You can get it from Coles. It's really good, just keep it in the fridge. You can also turn it into a soup if you're one of those people that enjoy miso soup. So I'm gonna get quite a nice big teaspoon. So that's a heaped teaspoon. Pop that in. And then we're gonna start to make it a little bit more liquidy. So if you've got lemon, I'd squeeze about half a lemon. I don't have lemon today, so I'm just going to use apple cider vinegar. I'm going to start with 1 tablespoon, and then we can always add as we go. So just popping 1 tablespoon in the bowl. And then you can use soy sauce, or for gluten-free you can use tamari. I've got coconut aminos here, just because that's what I had in the cupboard. Otherwise I'd usually use tamari. So then you want about 2 tablespoons of that one. So popping that in there. And then grabbing some olive oil, or you can use sesame oil, depending on what kind of flavour you want. And then popping 2 nice big tablespoons in there. And then we're going to mix it all, oh, salt and pepper, of course. So nice big chunk of pepper. I love flavour and spices, so you can really make this your own. Sometimes I add turmeric, so you can make it a bit of like a turmeric miso paste if you like. So then I've got everything in my bowl. I'm just going to mix it all together. If you've got a whisk or a fork, it's probably better than a spoon. So you're just going to mix it all with that spoon until the miso kind of dissolves, and it should become quite thick. So it's not necessarily going to be a paste. Depends how much liquid you put in. It might be a little bit runny, but that's okay. So it should just look a bit like that. Oh, I just spilled some. And then you're going to grab your piece of salmon, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. And then you're just going to marinate it, so making sure you're tossing it all together. If you're not in a rush, you can always leave it in the marinade, pop it in the fridge, and then cook it a bit later. Sometimes that absorbs the flavour a bit more, but I often do this just on the spot and it still tastes really good. So once you've coated the salmon, so just see I've made sure that it's all covered, you're going to grab your baking tray, making sure it's lined with baking paper, and then just popping that salmon down. And then with all that leftover marinade, either you can pop it on now or you can pop it on at the end. Some people like popping it on after they've cooked it. I personally like popping it on now, so it cooks in there. So then you should have, so I've probably got a bit too much marinade. You could definitely put an extra piece of salmon in there, so I might actually grab my second piece and put it in. So I'm just going to marinate that around. So I've just got the 2 pieces of salmon in there, if you can see. And then I'm just going to pop that in the oven at 180 degrees and I'll show you what it's like in about 20 minutes. Just over 20 minutes. It should be nice and golden and caramelized. Yum!